Stick around as the ladies come back to help me chart a path to love in 2030, next on Views and Vibes.
This job looks perfect. It says you need people skills.
Check.
Driver's license.
Check.
And a high school diploma or GED.
Skip the drama. Get your GED.
I got that.
You are good to go.
Take that first step towards a better future and sign up for free classes now at yourged.org.
Just a few months ago, 3 comedians took a trip 15 years into the future to find out what kind of state love was in. What they found was both helpful and just a bit twisted. I thought it only fair to have my comedian friends to take the same trip and give us their perspective on the future of love. So joining me today, in the year 2030, is my expert panel of time-traveling comedians. Please help me welcome back to the show the Queen of Baltimore herself, Her Royal Highness, Miss Raydiva O'Neal. And the ultimate stage controller and microphone fiend, Miss Tashya Tummings, here to Views and Vibes. Welcome back, ladies.
I love it.
Hey.
Glad you guys came to join me on my set in 2030.
Nice.
As you can see again, nothing has changed.
Yeah, nothing's
Yeah.
You know, we don't
just
change
manly,
much around
just
here.
manly. Y'all don't change much.
I changed my shirt finally. So
Y'all like
you
it
know,
simple.
Don't look like 2014 again. But 2030.
Wow.
You know, until when we talked about 2015 love, you guys seemed like it didn't exist then. So looking 15 years in the future, and I preface this by saying 2030 isn't that far away.
It's not.
You know,
Yeah,
the year 2000 was just 15 years ago. We
Juvenile back that thing
You know,
up
if you think
was
about
just-
2000, what was it, 9/11? That doesn't seem like that long ago.
No.
Yeah.
But that was 14 years ago.
Yeah.
So projecting 15 years into the future, 2030, which is right around the corner, what does love look like in 15 years?
And this is going to be so simple, but so true. I think that we're going so far out there that people are going to start reversing.
Back.
And be
Yeah,
like,
has
you know
to.
what?
It could be a resurgence of love.
We tired.
We tired.
we
I
tired.
don't want to see my match made in the airport.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like over a big monitor, your face is going
Spinning,
across, or
right.
you have something in your car. You know, now your cars are coming equipped with the whole internet /
Right.
OnStar / dating app with Tinder. You know,
So your car can just drive you right to the person who's
drive
waiting
you
for
right to the person.
Okay.
And it made stalking easy now.
Yeah.
People don't even have to work to stalk anymore.
the
I liked
coordinates
it
are
if
there.
you want to work.
Right.
It took a lot to find out my real name.
Not no more.
Not no more.
Not no more, right? Easily find you. But, Tasha, what does love look like in 2030?
I think it does. I think we will revert because everything's in cycles. You know what I mean? If you look
So
at
your love resurrection.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. So I think it'll be kind of like what she was saying. People be tired of the instant thing and go back to, we gonna make this work. We don't have a choice
Yeah.
because we digitally and physically connected now.
Right. Okay.
I would hope so. Because think about it. How far could we go with this
Yeah.
whole digital thing? Besides,
We can go pretty far with it. We
besides
talked about the
just
Matrix in the last show.
just be an online character. We just
So
have
it might
an
get to
online
that
family.
extent to where that's what it will be a part of The Sims, where you just build it,
Just an online-
You build your whole
build
love.
your whole life.
Okay.
And I think, that's what I think. I think it's going to get to such an extreme where we're so out of touch that we go back to
being
You have no choice but
being
to find
in
that touch
touch.
again.
We don't have a
Right.
choice.
And
Okay, we're
them
gonna go-
touches are nice.
Well, hopefully we'll still have some touching in 2030.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to the previous show.
Okay.
Where we asked the fellas what love would look like in
Why are
2030.
you still asking these men anything?
They slow.
Well, you know, we said there's a resurgence, and so hopefully
Okay.
by 2030, you guys will have to act together again. So let's go back and take a look at the clip from the last show.
And how we perceive things. What I see happening when it comes to, say, love per se, is role reversal.
So women will pursue men.
they're going to pursue. They're pursuing them now. They're
I'm
going
about
to
to
do
say,
it
yeah, they're doing it
more,
already in
even more
2015.
aggressively. It's going to be very common, like how it is in Germany for over there. It's really common for a woman to send a man a drink. Here, shh, yeah, right. But in 30 years, women will be making the first call. They will be approaching dudes like extra hard, and it will be how it is now, but just flip upside down. And I can't wait.
So women are going to be like smacking men on the butt and running like in junior high
From
school?
your mouth to God's ear. Yeah. That's how I see it. I see things happening differently and us being more accepting of it. They say.
All right, there goes Tasha's partner in crime, J.C. Rodimus. He thinks it's going to be all on you guys.
That's so sad too.
So he took what we were just saying as far as things changing to an extreme to the wrong extreme.
He said all the things that he wants. He wants women to buy him.
He doesn't have to work for it,
Right.
basically, like you guys were saying before.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to have to work for it.
And so men really, honestly, do you really not want to have to work for your woman? Do you really find pleasure in the no chase
Well, let
zone?
me ask you this, though. In saying that, does that mean that in order for there to be a love resurrection or a resurgence of love in 2030, will all that weight fall on the women? Will it be your, job to actually create that love again? I mean,
I don't
we men have the
disagree with that.
capacity even to grow love again, or will it have to come from you guys?
I think we will have to break down. That's part of what's happening right now. We're becoming so hard and so bitter and so independent. I think it's going to come back to, oh my God, I need a man because I'm alone and I'm real alone. And I'm lonely. Yeah.
It's like you said that a couple times, Sasha. She felt real comfortable saying that.
It is.
It's cold.
Even in the summertime.
Right.
So the weight will be on you guys. So how do you do that? How do you actually initiate? Going from where we are right now in 2015, we just keep transferring back and forth, in time. But in 2015, how do we take it from where we are now to this, more lofty goal of what love should be by 2030? How do we get there?
Stepping back, ladies. When that man want to get the door, let him.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
Yeah,
let that man open the door for you.
So bring
Allow
back
that
romance.
man.
Bring back
Yeah,
romance.
romance would be awesome.
Would be great.
Say it like it's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Are we missing love?
It is.
Are we missing romance? Is that part of why love has been
because there's
disappearing?
everything's so instant. Romance was just the idea of connecting with somebody. And so, like they used to say, foreplay was so much longer because it's from, I meet you, I'm sending you a note, I'm talking on the
building it up.
phone. You know what I
Right.
mean? We're chit-chatting for a while and then I've got to come pick you up. Like now, everything about you
I'll
is
meet you there.
online. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and if you don't confirm on confirming, that date might not happen.
Right.
Never happened.
Wow.
And romance, I mean, you're going to send me a text. Now people text their private parts to you already.
Right.
I'm gonna send you.
That's not part of the foreplay. That's not part of.
You ain't gonna just send me no text like that. I'm gonna get you real sad.
Yeah. And it gets awkward, like even what you were saying with the texting, I've went with mean people online,
You said mean people.
For real, because you go from you're sending emails, then you go from text, and then you don't even know when to call the person.
Right.
I'm telling my homegirl, just call him. We ain't got that far yet. Well, but you're going on a date and you can't call him?
Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
But
So-
I mean, it's like that.
So in 2030, how's that going to be different?
I'm hoping that all of this crashes and burns and we don't have a choice.
So we have nothing but organic love at that
Exactly.
point, right?
Or they bring the landlines back.
The old school.
We need some landlines
Yes.
going on.
So you're not so easily accessible. Is
Some
that part of the
dial
problem too?
tones.
Yeah.
I mean, but think about how far we've come, even with the cell phones. Since 2000. Into 2015, and now you cannot. You live by your cell phone.
Yeah,
your
I'm
cell phone's always in
uncomfortable.
your
I'm
hands.
not on it right
So if somebody calls you, you're always right there. How is that going to change by 2030? I mean, at that point, you might have a chip in your arm, and so you can't act like you're not.
Oh, you ain't
receiving
putting
the
no
call.
chips in me.
She telling the government right now
Not putting
she
no
is
chips
not
in
part
me.
of
Put
that
me in
program.
the
That's a
camp.
warning, government.
Put
Not
me
a
in the
part of that
concentration
program.
camp with the
Okay.
rest of the non-chip people.
Just alone.
Right.
But I mean, how is that going to change? I mean, in terms of your accessibility now, which is kind of taking the romance out of it, how would that change by 2030?
Well, you know what? I want to backslide. Some people need a chip. If you done had various sexual transmitted diseases, that shit might come in handy.
Very handy.
You know, if you,
Warning.
Right.
Some people need chips.
You two aren't
Let me
compatible.
backslide on that.
Backslide. That's not backslide. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back after the break and talk more about love in 2030. So make sure you stick around for that next part.
What do you like best about living here? Is it the natural beauty? The great neighborhoods? All the choices for recreation and entertainment? Do you have a job you like? Enjoy the mix of generations? How about walking to the park and local restaurants? There's a lot to like about living here, and it all begins with good community planning. It brings value to everyone in the community. Learn more at planning.org. That's planning.org, a message from the American Planning Association.
Welcome back to Views and Vibes, everybody. Sitting here with Raydiva O'Neal and Tashya Tummings talking about love in 2030. And so coming back for this next segment, I want to talk about where will you find love in 2030? Where are you going to find it? Right now, in last segment, next show, we talked about, Tinder, and we talked about, Match.com and all these other websites. Where are you going to find love in 2030?
That chip. That chip. That's going to be in your arm.
So you can walk by somebody and somebody just start buzzing.
Y'all together.
Just linked automatically.
I don't know. If we can't go any further, then we have to start looking for people in other countries.
But it should be easy, right? Should be able to travel
With
wherever you want to quickly, I mean, you can do that now, But then how do you get them to be with you? I mean, where you are.
That's going to be the problem. People not want to leave their family. Yeah. You be like, girl, you can leave from over here. Y'all ain't got running water. Come on. Let's go.
But seriously though, I mean, you see how involved we are with the internet in terms of trying to find love now. Where are you going to find it then? Because 15 years ago, it wasn't the same. Well, you had some sites, but now it's completely, online.
I think everything's going to be vetted through, I think everything will probably be vetted through the internet. Like
so
right now.
We'll be more completely dependent on it.
You'll know every single thing about every single
health,
person.
STDs, how many you had. So you'll be able to find out all your information. Right.
Had chlamydia in the 80s.
Right. And compatibility,
Even though I don't think that's all that cool. For
you don't want to know all that?
Pull up everything about a person's health records. I think that's kind of
Well, I mean, it's sad because it's one of those things that I think the mystery of a person used to be what kept things exciting back in the day. Right. So you're gonna have to find other things to make yourself
when y'all
connected.
get together, y'all go together. Let's go and take this test, boo, real quick.
Right.
Just long as it ain't no Walgreens test, you're not gonna test me from Walgreens.
But you do have all these home tests now.
You got home HIV tests.
Yeah.
But who really?
And I tell you right now, don't do those.
They got room for error. I'm trying to tell you.
But besides that, though, I mean, as somebody actually, that's part of my everyday. I do have a regular job, y'all, and I do HIV testing. And so, just as my public service announcement right now, don't do the HIV test at home because you never know what can happen with those tests. They have to be kept in a temperature-controlled room and everything like that. So, real quick. Don't do those. Go see a professional.
The free clinic.
I'm trying to tell you. And who said we was going to smash like that anyway?
I brought my test with me, girl.
Right. And
all we need is 30 minutes.
Not the results, just the actual test.
And if I do take why would I want to find out over your house tonight?
That's
Pee
true.
on the stick real quick.
What if I get a false positive? How I'm going to drive home like that?
Yeah, true.
You can't drive with a positive.
That's why I encourage
you.
That's why I encourage you. Go sit down with a professional. Go do it. Don't do it at home.
And take it through the blood. Or what? Oh, don't they do blood?
No, they do oral. We have an oral test.
I think I mine through blood. I must be old.
Yeah.
You want everything to be.
Isn't the blood more accurate though?
No. Even the oral test is 99.4% accurate. So.
Look at that science.
It's a 4%.
I have to talk about this a
It's a 0.6% room for error in there.
Yeah, but it's so small. So don't worry about it. More than likely, that's why we do confirmatory tests as well.
Oh, okay.
If you get a positive, it's a whole nother thing.
Okay.
All right, but going back to 2030, it's funny. I wrote a story years ago just about the things that you need to know about each other, genetically. almost in order to find out whether or not you sickle cell, all these things. Will that become a factor in finding love in 2030?
Well, the rate of how we're taking care of diseases and things like that will probably be completely different by 2030.
You think so? I mean, how much different are we now from the year 2000?
We've come a long way.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, you look at AIDS. I mean, you just look at AIDS research. How I was just watching on Sunday morning how AIDS went from this thing that was killing people in the 80s, like people are dying, to now it's turned into HIV is something that you can live with a couple of pills, and they're working on vaccine. The guy that's spent a lot of time with it is working on a vaccine one day. In his mind, he can create to stop AIDS just in general, that you take a vaccine for it. So.
Well, we already got somebody like that, Magic Johnson. He has been cured.
No,
and if not,
he takes pills every day too.
He's happier than a lot of people.
He takes pills every
that don't have AIDS. That's what I'll say.
Because he got money. He got money. Of it. But I mean, you can still, they have at this point you can get down to only 2 pills a day as opposed to taking 30.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, so imagine 15 years from now.
I would die.
Right.
If I had to take 30 pills a day, I'm dead.
That's a whole meal. That's a whole meal right there.
Already, I'm dead.
Right. But so you can get down, to 1 or 2 pills now per day to live with HIV.
Yeah.
So that's how they do it now. But how do we keep getting back around this?
Because I think just awareness. She's
trying to really say, don't even look at me if you like that. I know all about it, and I know what it looked like.
I know if you got that.
Especially with the internet, be able to.
But you really can't even say that, because people out here now with HIV, they're dating people who don't have it. They're getting married to people that are having kids. So you really can't even say that now.
They have a lot of pills. See, I feel like we're way off.
But
they actually do have pills now that you can take to help you if you were with somebody who's HIV positive, to keep you from actually getting the virus.
Oh, wow.
Too. So I mean, this
you've answered your own. So we've answered his question already. So in 2030, things should be completely different.
So you should be completely safe. So you don't have to worry about any sexual disease.
No, because after HIV, it's going to be something else.
That's going to be a monster.
It's going to be the brick disease.
Yeah. Oh, girl, you got knocked off.
Girl, he got the brick. His arm is like a brick.
Yeah.
I mean,
ashy and hard.
It's always something.
Yeah. So 2030, we're still going to have these different diseases to contend with.
We'll ask President Obama. He know what they working up in the. He know what they cooking
in the
up
lab,
in the kitchen.
cooking what they whipping the work.
Right.
Did we already go to the video clip about 2000? Oh,
no.
Let's go to the video clip. We'll see what the guys had to say about.
I wonder if they're talking about HIV.
Break that down for me. Come on, chemistry teacher.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if you're gonna make a potion or you're gonna make something come together, somebody paid big money to make aspirin. They paid a lot of money to create aspirin. So if you're looking for the chemistry of something, you have to pay to play. Like, I can't even read a news article online without them suggesting that I submit or I become a subscriber. And eventually, it's gonna become paying. Like, eventually, everything leads down the road to, oh, you like doing that? Oh, you've become comfortable with that? We're gonna make you pay for that.
Well, okay.
What did he just say?
So obviously the guys took it in a whole different direction. What John O was saying that love in the future, you're going to pay for love. Like right now.
Yeah, you got to pay to play, baby.
And that's what he's saying.
Okay.
That's what he's saying, though. He's saying that in order to find love in the future, you're going to have to pay for it. It's not going to just be, walk up to somebody and, start a conversation. There's going to be a whole lot more involved in the whole process of finding love and creating relationships, like paying for it.
That's just going to kill it.
That'd be sad. Then that's not the real love.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The sugar, what do they call it? The sugar baby don't love the sugar daddy. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. That's not love, though.
But I mean, that's what you just said. Isn't that what you're doing now?
No, because if you right here and I'm right here. And you sexy and you fine in 2030.
Yeah, girl.
Okay.
Yeah. But also, like you said earlier, though, Match.com, you have to pay for these websites. You're not just getting on here for free. You're already paying to meet people. Right? I mean, do you have to pay for Tinder?
No, Tinder's free.
Tinder's free.
See, but I'll tell you, the quality changes, because when you go from Match.com, where you have to pay to Plenty of Fish, where it's free, you get two different types of people. Really? Plenty of Fish, girl. Just it's plenty.
And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Going back to my article, in Ebony Magazine for March, April, 2015.
Go copy
that. With the Scandal Girl on the front. In there, I also say that I know a lot of people who do date coaching and matchmaking, And if you're going to invest, if you're investing in all these other things in your life, why not invest in that? Why not pay someone who can locate somebody for you?
But has the matchmaker been matched up? That's the only thing
I always wonder that. If
all the matchmakers I know are married.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good thing. Don't be a matchmaker and you ain't doing nothing.
Just bitter.
Hey, but some people can do a better job for others than they can for themselves.
True.
No, because you got bad decision makers for yourself. You gonna make a bad decision for me.
Hey, but getting married, isn't always a good decision for certain people.
But they got married.
They might have made a great decision not to get married, and they can find somebody better for you.
But they got married.
But these people did, right? But but why not? Why not invest in a matchmaker?
I don't disagree with it. I don't think that's the way love is going to be solely. I don't think love is that. I don't think that true love is. I'm still an idealistic
That's
person.
obvious. You still have hope.
I still have hope.
You still have hope in your eyes.
Yeah,
We're gonna crush that by the end of the show. No more hope for Tashya. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna look at the relevance of love in 2030. So stick around for more Views and Vibes.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. Since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
All right, guys, welcome back to Views and Vibes. I'm Tariiq Omari Walton here with Raydiva O'Neal and the very funny Tashya Tummings. Not to say that Raydiva O'Neal isn't funny because we know you're funny. Both comedians. Make sure you check them out. Ray does most of her work in Baltimore.
No, actually, I'm
all over the world now.
Worldwide, Raydiva.
About to start going overseas, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And Miss Tashya, you're doing what now?
Getting ready for the next season of Endgame.
I want to see
All right. So she's on TV. You'll be able to see her right here on CTV. And you're doing some hosting as well, right?
Okay. Yep. Comedy Zone down Windows over Washington, Arlington, Virginia.
That's
I
where you
need
can
to
find
get
her.
there.
Yeah, why don't you invite her out?
I am. I was going to show up.
Hey,
it's
girl.
me. I'm here.
So, guys, I want to talk about the relevance of marriage in 2030. Will marriage be relevant at all? It seems like in 2015, we're already having issues with marriage and people not getting married. In 2030, will marriage be relevant in 2030 at all?
I think marriage is always
going to be relevant. Yeah.
Honestly,
because across every religion, it's the unity is across every religion. Man and man, woman and woman, whatever you want it to be. For you to find somebody that you match with, that you love, to create a life and a stable home is always going to be in style.
And I hope it is. Because I'm sick of these kids' last names not matching nobody. I just really want
all 5 of your kids got different last names.
Get your kids to match up.
Right. That's how they know my family. All my children matched. We all got the same last name. I got the same last name. They think I'm a wholesome woman. That's cool.
They think?
It works. It works.
I'm wholesome most of the time.
It works.
So, if it's so irrelevant, at least that's how it seems right now in 2015, how's it going to change? How will it become more relevant by 2030?
It's really not irrelevant.
Yeah, I don't think
people want to downplay it.
Yeah, I don't think that it's not relevant now. I just think people don't understand the work that it takes to stay in marriage and the work that it takes to keep love real.
So how will people change that perspective by 2030?
I think, like I said, everything it's in a cycle. So I think we're coming on that downward trend of everything being so quick and so easy to soon it'll get down to the grassroots of how a relationship is really supposed to be.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at the video clip of the last show where we asked the guys the same question. Is marriage still relevant in 2030? Let's see what they had to say.
But I think marriage is the institution of marriage is always going to be around. It's just not going to be recognized on paper. It's going to be recognized through the individuals. You're going to treat her or him as a husband or a wife. And
even without the paper?
Even without the paper. And you will introduce it that way. Like, hey, this is my wife. You may even get the rings. You may say, hey, we don't have to do all of what the state may say or they may say for us to do to be married. This is our marriage. This is our union, and nothing's going to come in between it.
Yeah, I do.
All right, just to preference that clip too. Zaman is divorced, and so they actually talked about that on the last show, and so that's where some of his perspective comes from. But basically, what he was saying that people won't be getting married in the future, but people will still have a unified household. You won't need that paperwork to get married in the future. What do you think about that?
You need that.
That paperwork is what this. You can't leave because you signed some paperwork, and I will take you to a judge, and something will happen to you.
So love isn't enough? Love won't be enough in 2030?
No, love is not enough.
No.
Okay,
I mean, because you need accountability and responsibility, and that's what part of a relationship is. When you're saying I'm marrying you, I'm going to be with you for life, that's like Ray was saying earlier, when you die, that's a lot of money coming to me.
Right, that's something. Right. What if he was like affected by Agent Orange or something?
Right.
The government not giving out no random checks.
That's true.
They want paperwork.
Right. So you guys, once again, you're going back to the whole stability thing. You're going back to the security thing.
Yeah,
that's
just
the most important
making it official. You got to have paperwork. You can't get food stamps without paperwork.
Yeah. Pretty much anything.
I mean, you need paperwork.
Yeah.
That validates everything.
Right.
Really. I mean, it is with everything that you do. If you think of every major decision that you make in your life, you sign a document. True. You buy a house, you buy a car. When you get a job, you have to sign like, I will do these duties.
Right.
Then you have to say that something to hold you accountable for something.
And so, because people aren't doing it now, there's so many people who aren't getting married right now. How would they make that shift to realize? Because like you said, you do sign a lot of paperwork now when something needs to be official, but people aren't doing that now when it comes to marriage. They don't find it to be that official. How do you get people there? How do you get people to realize that you need this? You need to make this official.
This is what's going to happen. 2030. Grandma got a whole bunch of tattoos and she's single and miserable. And her grandchildren going to be looking at her like, I don't want to be like grandma.
I don't want to be that.
And marriage is going to start being on and popping.
Yep, that's true.
Again.
Right. So all the
Nana
mistakes,
got a
all the
teardrop
current
on her
mistakes,
face.
That's going to be, and I see every time I see that, I think that same thing, like, really? Do you want to look like that? You're going to be 95 one day.
Right.
Hopefully,
With the teardrop.
With a teardrop in your face. So basically, all the mistakes that we're making right now are going to make our children and grandchildren stronger.
I believe so, because our children are very intelligent and they watch us. And trust and believe, they see what we're doing and see how crazy it is.
I mean, when you talk to your kids now, your kids are they both teenagers?
All four of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you talk to them now, are they seeing that? Because they're going to be basically where we are in 2030.
Right.
So are they seeing that? Are they, when you have those conversations with them about, relationships? I'm sure you do. Do you think that they see that in themselves for the future?
They see it, and they know right from wrong. And I told my son, you too dependent on your phone. He told me, well, you more dependent on your phone than I am. And I'm like,
yeah, you're right. Don't read me.
Maybe
You a
I
child.
Need to take a break. But children, they pay attention. And so we'll be surprised how our actions will make them want to be different.
I mean, you said it when you're talking about the tattoos. You was twerking and Grandma was twerking. I don't want to do what she was doing.
Right. So all this stuff right here is going to be washed away by the brilliance of our children.
And then if it doesn't be washed away by the kids, God's going to swoop in and kill us all.
Dinosaurs coming back.
I'm just going to be with that. God's going to come in and kill us all and start all over
fresh.
again.
Man.
Let me get a new rib.
Wow.
Right.
What a positive note to end on. I want to thank Raydiva O'Neal and Tashya Tummings for joining us today. If you want to find out more about my guests, make sure you visit our website, viewsandvibes.com. Until next time, I'm Tariiq Omari Walton, and this has been Views and Vibes.